Episode of Word on the Street. I know yesterday or the week has been quite heavy, and I know I said I wasn't going to do another sad story today, but unfortunately another story that has actually been trending is quite a sad one, and this is about the gospel musician that committed suicide over the weekend on Sunday. Now, his name is Jacob Yao Maulo Ajola. And apparently he was very talented. I've seen some of his videos as well where he was singing and he looked happy, wow, Charlie. Some of the reports are coming from, his loved ones talking about how the day before he was in a high mood, he was happy. He was talking to people. He was telling people how much he loved them, hugging them, he was just in a very loving mood, only to commit this act the very next day. And he even gave a very powerful ministration on Friday as well. And he wrote a suicide note which he left in his church, Christ Apostolic, and apparently he was suffering some silent, battles. A lot of them, or two of them, mainly one was about him having to do several operations on his testes. And he felt like he was a dead man walking from 2022. Wow. Yeah. So imagine, for 2 years, this man has been depressed. And for 2 years, this man has been uplifting others with his ministration, because me and you know the beauty of gospel songs, how it makes you feel, how it uplifts your mood, and it makes everything feel so much better. Now, I don't want to go to okay, yes, and then, after he left the notes at the church, apparently he jumped in front of a car for a car to knock him down. Now, it's a sad way to go, but I want to move away from that and let's talk about mental health. How serious are we taking it? One. Two, what is the role of the church in the lives of the members of the church? I know it's not just about, we always talk about the church helping, giving money or giving this, but then where do they come up and stand and say, you're my person? And how do we get people to trust that the church is not a business and that the church is actually home? The church needs to stop being a business and be a home where people can feel loved or feel comfortable enough to, talk about their pain and their struggles. Because I don't feel like this man, if he spoke about it, this might not have happened. This would not have happened. Yeah. You understand? He would have found some peace. Or at least, sometimes you just need to hear one word. One word can save your life. Just one word of kindness. But unfortunately, this wasn't available for this young man. I can't say it was not available. Yeah, but maybe he didn't see it as an option for him. Or
with everything that I see, he did see and know the church as home.
Yes.
For him to have left his notes there, yes, it means that he knew they were his people. He knew it was home. It was a safe haven for him to have even thought that, let me put my last words here because they will find it and they will treat it as I would want it. And that's why he would keep it there. But again, I've come to realize that you can only know as much as what a person wants you to know.
That's true.
He was there. And I've always said that, check on your loved ones, especially the ones who seem to be giving out too much energy and too much love at all times. The ones who take on almost every other person's load. I told you before, I used to be that person. But this year, I made a very conscious effort to just, withdraw from taking up people's burdens and just taking time for myself to heal. Not entirely, but and so far I've been burdened, but I haven't been too burdened in the sense that I'm not taking on too much or more than what I can take. I am available when I know I have room, you know, but I don't want to be in a place where I can't give the love that I so want to give because I myself I'm in a bad place.
Yeah, I get
you know.
that.
But then again, with this gentleman's story, over the weekend when I heard it, I was like, for him to put that note or leave the note in church, he trusted the church. He found the church to be home. Okay. And so he knew that he could, that is home. If I put in my last words or if I leave my last words here, they would take care of it and treat it with urgency. But he had come to a point where he felt like my best option was God. Was going back to God, not just God, because if it was just God, he would have thought of prayer.
Yeah.
But then it was just going, just like he wrote in his notes, that going back to my maker, because I don't know what exactly. When I heard about it, I'm like, okay, wait, is it that he is sterile now and he can't reproduce?
Yeah.
Is that what has led him to think that he is better off dead? Then that means that we have to do a better thing in our society. Just like what I said, we should go back to grooming our children and bringing them up the right way, in the sense that if we are a bit more kinder, if society is not stigmatizing people, I don't think that you'd have a problem with the fact that, okay, I've had a couple of surgeries and my testes and maybe now I'm sterile, I can't reproduce, but adoption is an option. I can take care of other people's kids, or even my nephews and nieces are still mine. If that is it, I'm not sure he would have thought of ending it. But then society, we live in a society where the finger pointing will start immediately. Once you get married today, they are counting down to see when you're going to see a protruding belly, and people will start making silly remarks and asking if it is you, the woman, or it is your husband, and even encouraging you with all sorts of silly things. So we have to do better as a people, to be a bit more nicer, to go back to our roots and learn these things. The stigma, the things that we do, sometimes even our actions is what pushes people into certain situations. So I'm just saying, for him to have gotten there and said that, you know what, I'll leave this for the church, and then go and end it all, because my best bet now is going to my maker, then it means that he feels like that, or he felt that there's nothing man can do for him again.
Because, you know,
it's only God.
Yes, he mentioned about how he has failed woefully.
Can you imagine?
Honestly,
as to what?
As to what?
And you see, I have always feared that, especially when Will B's incident came up, his tragic demise, it just made me very conscious and awakened to the fact that may I not get all the fame, the attention, and the love after my demise.
I know.
Because if just this gentleman was such a great act, a great worshiper and everything, a great singer, musician, and we didn't hear of him till after his demise. Come on now.
It's like,
come on now. If society and in this, I won't blame one person, I'll blame us as a people, as a society.
Why?
Where is the love? Because we are not, we've created that notion in the minds of people that you have to do this, achieve this at this age, be able to do this, that before you are deemed worthy
of love
or even deemed accomplished.
True.
So people are being forced to do so many things that are not even right because they want to meet the society's standards, and that is wrong. That's so we all have failed, because apart from the testers thingy, the surgery or whatever with his texts that he mentioned, I don't think there's any other thing that. So then it makes me feel like, okay, so what? He's sterile. So what? Can he not adopt? But we live in a society where people will point fingers at you. And how long can you take it? Sure. If your wife cannot cover up anymore, the next thing is what? Now it will be you.
Yeah, that's true.
Because maybe he felt he had failed because he can't give his family grandchildren, nieces, nephews. So, and then maybe he can't even get married and father a child. Really?
Insane pain.
Really?
May he rest in peace.
Really? people are not even comfortable to talk about their problems anymore because the people you're talking to might take you on. They might take you to the next person. Before you know, you confided in one person and your story is all over the place. So they'll keep it in until they can't anymore. And whatever looks like a suitable outlet or solution for them, they take it.
That's very true.
So there's no love in society. We really have failed as a people. I mean, may he just rest in peace. And I can only imagine that he's a very thoughtful person because he says, don't cry for me, but for my family because they will need me. Which means that he was a pillar in the family. And he knows that even after he's left, there's going to be a vacuum that needs to be filled. So even after he's no longer here, he's looking out for the people behind him or the people he's left behind.
That's true.
Because you don't do that.
I know. Oh, very wise, heavy, Charlie. These things are quite heavy, and you know. Anyway,
may he rest in peace. and yesterday when I heard, on Sunday evening when I heard how he had jumped in front of a moving vehicle, I'm like, God, how fast was this vehicle going that he didn't have another chance? Is it that you were really ready to accept him? So you took him? Like, what exactly was he going through?
We'll never know.
That suicide seemed like the ideal thing. This goes beyond his families. This goes beyond his family, his friends, his church. It has everything to do with us as a people, a society, a nation. There isn't much love anymore. So people are not even safe in their insecurities or with their insecurities.
That is true.
And that's not the way to go.
You know, may he rest in peace, honestly. The only thing I can put out there is, just in case you're listening, I know sometimes people, I don't know what it is, but sometimes we want to feel like we have information on someone, or you want to seem like, but with things like this happening, can we just take a time, to open ourselves to being, where people can find comfort in us, where at least, that kindness, where someone can speak. Sometimes you just need one word, one word.
Yeah.
You understand? If we could do that, I feel like that would be better. At least, if everybody could open up, just, it's okay to come and talk. Even if, sometimes some people just want to even talk. They don't even want advice. They just need someone to hear them.
Or even just someone to be quiet with.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it, but I want to be around somebody I know loves me, somebody that I can just be quiet and they would understand my silence and will not push me to talk if I don't want to talk.
Yes, that is very important as well.
It's not even about unburdening yourself onto another. Just someone you trust enough to be in their company and just be quiet and soak in whatever is going on. Scream if you need to. Let out a sigh if you need to. Like, be a safe place for somebody.
Yes. And
that is if you can. If you can't, don't force it, because see,
honestly,
you don't want to take in or take on more than you can, and now it will take a toll on you. If you can't, nobody is forcing you. But let's just create safe spaces and safe havens around ourselves. Be a community or a people of safety for others, So that, okay, I have a place I can. Some people is the church, and I hear that his last recording was so powerful. So he let it all out.
That's true. That is true.
He let it all out. So someone who loved God that much, what else? Then it means that it went beyond what God could do. Now it was more about where I live, the people around me, and society and all of that. That is why I would keep saying that we have failed.
I get that. That is true. And just in case, I know everybody has like a struggle, but just in case you feel like your struggle is too much, do not feel like speaking about it is a weakness. Speaking about it is not a weakness. In fact, speaking about it is a strength. Like, it's very brave for you to be able to say, you know what, I feel like this is where I have failed, or this is what is bothering me, or this is where I need help. That's actual strength. Keeping it is not the way to go. So just in case you have, look for someone close to you. Look for someone who you feel. Sometimes you even think like, oh, this person has sense or something, but the person doesn't. Or don't start judging people by anything. Just speak to someone. Find someone to speak to. And I'm hoping that we all
go to therapy if you need to. Don't let Africans tell you that therapy is not a thing. It is a thing.
It is a thing.
And you know, it doesn't see. So there are trained professionals, even online, free. You don't need to know them. So if you don't trust people around you, if you don't trust anybody in your family, your circle, whatever, check online. There are free therapy therapists online that would offer free therapy sessions to you, and you will be fine. And it doesn't have to be on video, audio. There's that. You can opt for that. You don't need to see the person. The person doesn't need to see you. And vent. Or don't climb a mountain, because if you go and climb a mountain, you might want to jump. But then if, sometimes going on top, like upstairs or on a hill or something, looking at the landscape, the nature and everything, it has a way of calming your nerves and healing you. And that's why I would always get away to some rural area for the weekend and come back refreshed.
Or even a beach.
I mean, beach. But yeah, so you see, just treat yourself well and be on the lookout for the people around you. Please.
Anyway, may he rest in peace. And I hope that his family actually does find comfort in these trying times. I really, truly hope so. And East Legon update. I understand that the parents have been taken to court, but we still haven't gotten any this thing. But at least the police is doing. Yeah, I hear they
pled not guilty to consenting to an underaged person driving a vehicle.
Who consented? Because this boy has not one, not two, not three, not four.
Forget the consented, right? Because now you are telling us that you did not consent to that.
So is the boy still in the car?
Did you know that your child could drive in the first place? You see, this is why I should hurry up and go to the law school.
I know, right?
And you know, yeah.
I know.
Sorry, Carmen Kobe. Well, yeah, you can't meet me in court. I mean, there are some things. Come, really?
Yeah.
We are waiting for the facts. But how can you? Okay, fine. So that day you did not consent to the child driving. No problem. But do you know your child drives? Do you know? If you don't, then it's your parenting is questionable.
Yeah. Do you know he drives? And do you know he drives your car?
Oh dear.
Anyway, then you have
give me 5 years.
Hey,
what's it? Give me 5 years.
Yes, you. Hey.
Zed 101.9 FM.
Esquire will actually sound very nice in my
I know,
name.
Right? I know.
It's okay.
Everybody, if you know you are not standing well, now over. Anyway, Charlie, on to another pastoral problem.
What is that? Especially with this girl, I'm saying thing. I know he is really on their nerves.
Now whose nerves is he on? Owusu Bempah.
Reverend Owusu Bempah.
Reverend Owusu Bempah.
What's my name?
And it actually all started when they went for they went to pray with Muhammad, the clergy, the pastors. Yes, they went. They did some question and answers and some things and then now during that time, Reverend Owusu Bempah. Also, we all know him to be an MPP man. Like, he hasn't hidden. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
He has not been hiding.
I know he's the nation's prophet. So, whatever party, once you're in the nation, he's your prophet.
Okay. But you see, he's actually been like a strong supporter of the elephant
supporter.
Yes. Like, he speaks for them, basically.
Supporter.
Oh,
wow.
Supporter one. Anyways, so... he bleeds blue. He bleeds blue. Now, when he went for that Mahama meeting with ex-president Mahama, that meeting, and they prayed for him, he took the mic and said, the presidency is for him. He's been chosen.
But I think he's had another. Okay.
Exactly.
But God doesn't change his mind. God is not a man. Because I'm just remembering that the Bible says God is not a man that he should lie, nor the son of man that should change his mind. So if he has said before that God said never would
Mahama be president.
Nah,
rejected
DJ
stone.
Nabi Bonyomo.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get serious.
So when he did say that, people reminded him of that conversation. And
I remember that prophecy fairly.
Yes, didn't you say God will never? You understand?
He God.
Anyway, so moving on.
I should actually represent God in
courts. Sir. Then Okateche came and said, all the pastors who went for that meeting and prayed went for their own selfish reasons and not for anybody's. They went for their pocket or their stomach. Basically, simple and short. They went for themselves.
Straight job.
Then he also continued to say that also Bempah allegedly, when Omo come up like the girls that I said girls now more abontent, we frolic with also Bempah, so they frolic alongside.
Where's his proof to say that? That's a very huge accusation.
Exactly. Where he also even insinuated that he likes bigger.
My goodness.
Yes. Like Lydia didn't.
Wait, nah, Charlie.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
But he knows the man can take him on for that.
Exactly.
That's some level of accusation.
Exactly. Now, so also Bempah comes back and says, Abrante. He didn't even really address that one in the beginning, but obviously that he would take. There'll be some offense like that. So now what he did as Reverend, he called the Kojo Dixon, which is the Angel FM's general manager.
Okay.
Say, and it Unipa Eding and Kasa, speak to him. You understand? But based on that one too, he went back. Okateche Efrifa on TSM. Stubborn guy. That guy be stubborn, bro. He be stubborn. No, hey.
Why he went to do more?
He did more. He said, basically, come at me direct. Don't pass contact.
Oh no, at least he's respecting the hierarchy. So,
exactly. But then also been online on Ghana Web, something else happened. Now Mensa Otabil went to Dr. Mensa Otabil went to what they call it, Eastwood Anabas Church for the leadership summit. And there he said that God does not choose leaders for countries. It is you, it is me, and it is us. We are the choosers, not God himself. God is not in the leadership making business, basically. And that if God is the one who chooses leaders, he has made a lot of mistakes with Africa or with Ghana because our leaders are some way. So now, Reverend Owusu Bempah now retaliates with another sermon and says
So there's a pastoral beef or something.
Pastoral beef.
Back to back.
Woto. Everybody can get it.
Okay.
So then he now comes up and says that, if Dr. Mensah Otabil has what they call it, or respects or has the teaching anointing, he too has the prophecy anointing. Now, he should not use his own ministry to try to raise his own ministry while he's breaking another person's ministry. Okay. That you are a teacher, me too, I am a prophet. Respect mine. Let me respect yours, because then he also comes out to bring up the Capital Bank issue and says, if he was the one who did it, they would have arrested him. I just say, we have some that are bigger than some, or maybe the law can get some, but the law doesn't get some. But he also said that when you, like Dr. Mensah Otabil, had problems with the bank, that issue, they all came together and prayed. So why are you using your ministry to come against mine, basically rubbishing my prophecy that I have, given before the entire nation? And no, so that's one. And also,
so that's another problem between the two of them.
So that's another problem.
I see.
Then he now goes back to call Okateche on the phone, allegedly. And we do have
who called?
Reverend Owusu Bempah.
Okay, he called
Okateche, yes, to speak about especially about the Imam.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would like us to pay attention to what the conversation. Yes.
All right.
Okateche prefect. Wadaroma abajoani. Me pache pe Owusu Bempah. So for Owusu Bempah. So for Owusu Bempah ne kase. Yeah. Mene Dr. Otian Kasa. Mene Kwajo de Chenso Kasa. The materials so also in a papa man, a pre hotel baby. So, me naked videos for a papa bonte. I'm assuming send also the Miss Moore Power from an hour. You, baby, out to touring let's send it ahead. So, who will them a hotel? I just don't know. But you're offering me no customer card. Yeah, me junior brother, I will give a cheap trade. We're in school. We're a small boy. And me lawyer say some Bempah corporate and I'm up for Mudiabra, Bempah corporate one for the Mexico studio. That's me. My cousin Dr. King. That's Dr. King. I'm careful. I wouldn't. You look good at your station.
What about the whole bit to me? I'm going for Mimico. My mama direction to the Fiona. And I will be my direction, maybe I will be at Michelle.
And you shut them out before I
will be missing me, and I will ever go over another mission.
You have you. Naming countries in you.
See, nobody could have done it, but
into where? NAC. This is what is happening on the street.
So who was saying that me holy, me can't trust me holy, no?
Allegedly, our Reverend also Bempah.
And who was saying that my boy is such a bone?
Allegedly, also our Reverend. I don't say Okateche say anyways. The man who say he never fears anything. What's going to say Ochia Reverend Yeri, and he mentioned some issue about something that happened at Westlands about some car, but he didn't really say much. And he basically is saying that there's more information out there that he's ready to put out. So basically, it's now if you like, if you do anyhow, you see anyhow, we cannot enter the gutter at this point. But yes, that is what is happening in our beautiful Ghana right now.
So right now is all these things are alleged, right? We don't have, and I want to believe that
every other thing is not, but the tape is yes. The other one alleged
because we don't know for a fact if truly.
Yes,
people can right now. AI can do plenty things. So
yes, but that's the
information
recording.
De la
information.
Allegedly.
So allegedly, so for bet me then common floor member
Charlie, no man actually can be holy. Even the Bible, the Lord Himself has said it. We can only strive to be.
Yes.
Because Papa and Cramponet is saying
filthy rags before the Lord.
Yeah. Wow.
So that is what is happening.
And the streets in the side,
she won't say Rihanna paint as the sun comes out, the heat come out.
Judas is working things.
Yo, fire.
Yo. Anyway, so that's it.
Yes, please.
Thank you very, very much. Please keep going and digging and let us know.
I will.
If it's AI, if it's real.
Okay.
And all of that.
Yes,
we need all those information. Thank you, Ngozi. All right. So wow, Charlie. Gigi na be nyom na ode to hono. Every company who be afi obi any so cause Charlie. Anyway, Jonathan will be joining at 5:15 and he'll be bringing us the sports update. We're going to get to know what's happening in the world of sports.